What's good, everybody? Corbino here, and not exactly sure what order I'm putting these character rankings for Foxman Month, but depending on how I do it, this is either third or second to last video of Foxman Month. I hope everyone's been enjoying it. I worked decently hard on it. Definitely went back and rewatched all the movies and all that, which, I guess that's not very hard, but still. Actually, some of them were hard to sit through, not gonna lie. And then, I planned out, made lists. The mega rankings were definitely hard work. And then the reviews were easier because they're just quick little reviews. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this somewhat. And I've done a few of these themed weeks and months. I do want to do some more, so I hope you guys stick with me. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. Let's get started. We are ranking all the non-heroes / villains of the Foxman universe. And what that means are the characters that don't get in on the action. They might have a quick cameo, they might have a few lines, or they may not have any lines. But we don't see them get in on the action of, fighting, helping out the good guys, the heroes, or the bad guys. And some of these people we kind of do, but really they don't do enough. So anyways, let's get started with 25, Fire Fist, old Fire Fist. From Deadpool 2, we see a quick glimpse, I think it's only one scene, I believe, of Fire Fist, the little boy that Deadpool is protecting in Deadpool 2. We see the future version of him. Real fast, that's it. 24, Moira McTaggart at the end of X-Men Last Stand. I think she's on the news in that movie, or maybe on the TV or something. I don't remember. But anyways, at the end scene of it was her... I still don't remember because they never really explained it in the movies. They just, we just are supposed to pretend like we know what's going on. But I think it's a twin of Professor X, because he talked about one, or maybe a clone, I don't know. But Moira McTaggart is transferring Professor X into a new body or some crap. 23 is Quill. He's the guy that goes whoosh. He was in Last Stand for not very long, but it was still cool effects. 22 is Glob. Do I make sure I think Glob's the one, I meant to make a note of it. I think Glob is the one that if you look up, if you look in the IMDb or even the credits of the movie of Last Stand, it says it's Kid Omega, Quentin, the pink hair dude. But it's clearly not, and I always thought that was real weird whenever I'd see that. And I'm like, what? How is that him? And I've read things where they think maybe he was originally going to be him, and then they changed it, and da-da-da. But anyways, they ended up just having Glob in a quick scene. Well, not a quick scene. A couple scenes in X-Men Last Stand, and he was a bad guy this time around. I only know Glob is one of the newer class X-Men, so I know him as a good guy. 21 is Ink. Trying to think of Ink now. It's been a minute since I made this list. Ink has the tattoos, right? Is he in Last Stand and he can make you sick or something, with his tattoos? I don't remember, but either way, he's not that memorable, but I guess cooler than the others. 20 is the Young Toad, which, in Days of Future Past, he appears for a second. He's got real weird looking hair, got goggles, that's it. I think he seemed more accurate to how we see Toad looking and, portrayed in cartoons and in most of the comics compared to the Toad in the first X-Men movie. But the first Toad got more action, you know what I mean? 19 is Mariko. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. That is the love interest of the Wolverine, and she's an alright character. I think she really is one of Wolverine's love interests, during the whole Silver Samurai Japan era of his life. But she didn't do much. She was more of a damsel in distress. And yeah, that's all I can really say about her. Number 18 are all the kids from Logan. I believe I actually... Yeah, okay, I only included one kid separately. But the rest of the kids, I don't know if they even have names. But they have, you know, random abilities and powers and whatnot. And some of them got really cool ones. So, for the most part, they're pretty cool kids. Obviously, we didn't get to know them very well. But still, kind of cool. Number 17 is Artie. I think he might be in 2 of the original X-Men movies, but he's definitely in X-Men X2, and he sticks his tongue out. That's like his thing. Like, that's how you know it's Artie, is because he goes and has a weird looking tongue, and he is carried around a lot of the movie. He's protected a lot of the movie. He's not like very important. I think they just had him there. And then also, I can't think of it now because I always mix them up. The actor that plays Don E and the actor that plays Zaz on Gotham and iZombie, respectively. One of them. I think it's Zaz, but one of them plays Artie as like their little kid. And I think the only reason why I mixed those 2 up is because I watched both of those shows at the same time and kept seeing a bald guy that was working for Bad Dudes. So I think somehow I mixed them together. I don't understand how, but I did. One of them is the young Artie. Just a fun fact. 16 is Nina, Magneto's daughter in Apocalypse. She's not there very long, but you can already tell that she does have some type of abilities. We don't know what exactly. And then she has the freak out and, you know, all the animals come and then she dies. She was pretty dope for those few seconds. Number 14 is Banisher. I think he was played by Brad Pitt in Deadpool 2. We literally don't see him except for when he gets electrocuted. And that was just kind of a funny cameo. Number 13 is Bedlam, played by Terry Crews. Never heard of this guy, but Terry Crews, you can never go wrong. And I thought we were going to do more of them, but for the little bit we saw him, it's kind of funny. But Terry Crews is normally a funny guy. Number 12 is Blob. Did I include... Okay, no, I don't know if I concluded him. I should have made it more of a note. I think this is Blob from Origins, because Blob in Apocalypse literally has no lines and he's just knocked out. That's all we see of him. So I believe I'm talking about Blob from Origins, because yes, he does get in on the action, but he's not a bad guy. He's not a good guy in that. But it was still cool to see Blob. You know, he's a famous X-Men character. He's been around for forever, and seems like he's always in the X-Men cartoons. So it was cool to see him, even just for a little, you know, couple scenes here and there. 11 is Zeitgeist. I don't think I've ever heard of him, and I believe he was played by Pennywise in Deadpool 2. He's got the, like, spits up acid. Kind of cool, but again, I don't think I've ever even heard of him. I wouldn't mind seeing him in a comic or something. I feel like maybe he was not... Is it X Factor? I don't know, there's a really odd... It's like one of the X teams that Dupe was on. I think he's on that team. I could be wrong. Alright, top 10. Number 10 is Shatterstar. I don't know too much about him, but I do really enjoy his character whenever he appears. I got pretty excited because I was like, I don't know who any of these people are, aside from Domino and Cable, you know, the new characters we're introducing. And then I saw Shatterstar was going to be a part of this movie. I was like, heck yes, that'd be really cool. And plus I love katanas and swords, so that's awesome. And then he name drops Mojo World, so I'm real pumped about that. And then he dies. Yeah. Number 9 is Richter. He's one of the little kids from Logan, and he's like the leader of the kids group, Lars, you know, group. And he's pretty badass. Like, I think he's the only one that gets a name, but maybe not. But he definitely stands out compared to the rest of the kids, and all of them hold their own. But I don't know. He was badass. Number 8 is Peter. That's the random guy that appeared in Deadpool 2. it sucks because you saw him in the trailer and you really thought, man, this guy's gonna be hilarious to see him and Deadpool go back and forth and shit. And then they kill him too. They bring him back at the end, which was cool. But he was a funny guy. I would have loved to have seen more of him. Number 7 is Blind Owl from the Deadpool franchise. She doesn't really do much. She just is his roommate. But she's kind of cool and funny, so I enjoy her. Number 6 is Vanessa. I can never remember this actress's name, but I think she does a great job as Vanessa. I love her as Lee Tompkins on Gotham. She's a good character. I enjoyed her. I loved her chemistry with Deadpool or Ryan Reynolds, whatever. I loved their chemistry. Really believed that these two were together. So, and also, you know, she was a damsel, but also not. You know what I mean? She was good. Woo! Top 5, alright. Number 5 is Weasel, played by T.J. Miller. Deadpool's best friend. I think he's in comics. You know, it's a lesser known character. I don't know much about him. And I don't think he does anything. I know he rats out Deadpool to Cable, which honestly made me kind of mad. I get it was supposed to be a joke, but I just feel like he wouldn't have. I don't know, not me. But T.J. Miller's always real funny. So having him there, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it. He was funny. Number 4 is the young Caliban from Apocalypse. Caliban is a smaller character, but whenever he appears, he's kind of cool. And he pops up in the cartoons a lot, so I knew him. And so seeing him pop up unexpectedly in Apocalypse, I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then we see him in Logan, but, you know, he does more than that, so he's on the heroes list. But anyways, it was just a cool, quick little cameo, and he had a good bit of speaking lines. Honestly, maybe more than Psylocke, but still, it was a cool little character. Number 3 is Dazzler. I know a lot of people love Dazzler. I've never, loved her. I don't hate it when she appears. I don't love it when she appears. I've seen her in cartoons and whatnot, but I've just never really cared too much. Woo! Man. But I know that a lot of people have been wanting her to appear in the X-Men movies. And I know that there was maybe a deleted scene or talks of her being in Apocalypse, but not even her. It was just going to be like her record in a deleted scene at the mall. And then I'm also pretty sure I heard rumors that they were going to have Taylor Swift play Dazzler back in Apocalypse. I don't know. They were rumors. But Dazzler appeared in Dark Phoenix for, blink and you'll miss it. Seriously, it was such a quick scene. If your eyes are open, you're going to be like, oh, shit, there's Dazzler. But if you blinked, that was it. You missed that fucking scene, and that was it. You may hear her singing in the background, but you didn't know it was her. But it's also played by Halston Sage. Don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but I loved her as Alara on The Orville. Wish she would come back or stay on. I know she came back for the finale of season 2, but still loved her. She's a great actress from the few things I've seen her in. Before I Wake, Before I Leave. Dang, it has Zoe Dash, however you pronounce her name, another great actress, has her in it, and it's like a time loop movie. Can't think of what. Before I Wake's a scary movie. Before I Fall, I believe. Anyways, she's a fun actress, and when you pause and actually get to look at it, it's a pretty good Dazzler costume outfit. So that was fun, even though it was just so quick. But it was also cool because the actress posted on Instagram was like, now the movie's out and I can officially announce, I had to keep this a secret, but I'm Dazzler. Whew. And from that you could tell she was actually kind of excited about that, which is dope. Number 2 is my girl Jubilee. I am not counting Jubilee from any of the original 3s because they had her popping up all the time. I'm talking about Apocalypse Jubilee, played by Lana Condor, who was amazing as Saya, amazing in To All the Boys franchise, and amazing in other stuff. I think this might have been the first thing I saw her in. I remember promo pictures, behind the scenes, Entertainment Weekly with the little entertainment stamp down in the corner. You know, you saw the Apocalypse with Storm and Magneto, and people were making them into Ivan Ooze. You saw Storm with Mohawk pictures. You saw Nightcrawler, you know, the team shot, da-da-da. But you saw Jubilee pictures in there. And I remember a lot of people, myself included, was like, what? Jubilee's gonna be in this? And like, in this? Because like, I guarantee the other Jubilees weren't being, you know, taken pictures of by the paparazzi and shit. And then the movie starts and you're watching it and she's getting lines. She's speaking. They're interacting with her. She's hanging out with the other mutants. They even go on a trip together. But then they get back from the trip and she gets knocked out. Because I still don't understand that. I get that Cyclops ran into the rubble and Jean went after him. I guess Nightcrawler went after, but like, why didn't Jubilee as well? Like, Nightcrawler and Jubilee just met Scott. So did Jean, but like, you know, they have that relationship. So why did Jubilee not go and she got knocked out with the rest of the kids? Made no sense. They butchered her character again. And then, also, if you rewatch it, you realize they never even say her name, Jubilee. And there is deleted scenes of her at the mall and the movies with everybody. And I believe, I've never seen it, but I believe I heard there's a deleted scene where she uses her powers on maybe a vending machine or an arcade machine, something like that. Either way, stop doing Jubilee wrong, guys. Come on. Number 1 is Darwin from First Class. They did my boy wrong. I've never even heard of this guy. I think I did look it up and he is a real character in the comics. But he was just a nice dude. You know, they picked him up on the quick montage of picking up mutants. But still, he was a real nice dude. And then he just dies. Like, and how he did it was heroic, too. Because he was trying to save Zoe Kravitz. Angel Salvador character. And then he blew up and Angel just left. I was like, that dude just tried to sacrifice himself. Or just did sacrifice himself for you. And you're still going with the bad guys? Alright. And like, they all just came up with names that night too. It just, they did him wrong. But that is my ranking of all of the extras and background characters. Yes, there are, you know, even further background characters like the original Kitties in the background, the original Jubilees in the background. And I just realized in Last Stand, the Cuckoo Sisters are in there. So yeah, there's other people, but I tried to stick to people that actually talk and, you know, interact with the characters, but still aren't in on the action. You know what I mean? So let me know top 5 of these, or rank them yourselves. Until next time, stay geeky.